I'm here with Rob, Green State Inspection, and we're back. We got great feedback and people want to know, they have questions. So I'm going to do a little bit of a rapid fire, if that's okay.
Yep.
Because you're the expert and I'm here to ask some questions. And I wrote them down on my handy dandy piece of paper.
Okay.
So let's just go through them because they're really good questions. So this is what people are saying. They want to know this information. What's the recommendation for garage floor cracks, repairs or not before listing a home? What's your thought on that? You know, and that made me more of a realtor question as well, but you definitely going to have a great answer.
Here in North Texas, I mean, that's something that we see. It's common in garage floors because it's on every floor. Commonly leave the floors, the concrete floors in the house bare. You cover them with either carpet or tile or some other floor covering. So you have the same cracks in your floor in your house. You just don't see them. Or so I guess they're trying to ask, is it going to call more attention to it if I repair it? And my answer would be, from an inspector perspective, no. You know, it might be different from a realtor perspective because somebody might see it and go, that looks like they fixed a crack. And I would never be asked that question because I wouldn't report it because it's not a crack anymore. Right? So from my perspective, I recommend anytime there is a crack to repair it.
Okay.
Because simply for me, it takes away that deficiency. It's no longer a crack. It's
not an issue.
Not an issue.
It's not an issue. I will say from a realtor perspective, and I'll quote my wife, men typically care about the garage. And as long as there is one, they're happy.
that's because that's all we get.
Yeah,
right?
They get the garage,
the garage, the driveway. It's ours.
So it's one of those things where if it's in functioning condition and there is a garage, they're happy in a clam and they don't worry about it. It's not like having a crack in the middle of a kitchen. Right in the middle of where you're going to eat dinner. It's just in the garage where you store the cars. So.
Sure, and so it's not going to pop up.
Yeah,
and the thing that helps me, that kind of convinces me that it's not a bad idea to fix cracks like that, is when you go to, and this is pretty popular today, people use an epoxy surface.
Yeah,
you know, they go, I'm going to do epoxy, and some people do it themselves. There are companies that you can use to have that done. When you buy the kit to do that, that surfacing, that improvement to your home, it comes with concrete patch, and it instructs you first. You patch all the cracks, and then you surface them out. You kind of sand them down a little bit, and then you acid wash the floor. That's to prepare it to apply the epoxy. So they're even recommending that you do repair.
I am not going to lie. Every time I walk into a house and I see the epoxy, I'm like jealous. I'm like, that looks so good. I want to do that, and I haven't done that. I have a question, just because we're here. Do you have an idea of what that could cost? I'm just so curious since we're just talking about it real quick. If you don't, that's fine. But if you did, love to know. If you have an idea of what that might run for a two-car garage.
I know that the kits themselves come from Home Depot. It's under $200 for a single bay garage.
Single bay.
So the double bay or a triple bay garage, you're going to buy 2 or 3 kits. Okay. So you're looking at probably about $500 to $600 worth of material. Okay. And material cost. If you add labor on top of that, look at the same thing again. So I would say at minimum $1,200. But the prices I'm hearing for those types of treatments are in the $2,500 to $3,000 range.
Hiring a professional company. Okay. Right. And that's here in North Texas. We're in Collin County, here in the Dallas area. So that's just pricing here. Who knows what it could be in other places? Right.
We see people that, I've seen companies that they'll have a whole catalog, and you can have one that looks like a football field, and this one looks like a swimming pool. I
haven't seen
washing out. Yeah, there's all sorts of options.
I could be on the subject a lot longer than I should. That's a cool subject. Okay, I can't find a concrete patch product with a good review at Home Depot. Any recommendations?
The one we always recommend is just kind of our generic go-to, and it's called Concrete Patch. It's manufactured by a company called Quikrete. It sounds familiar, right? They're the ones that make the pre-made concrete. You just add water and then pour it in your form. It's just the one that we know about. There's probably many products that are similar to that, but it's a concrete aggregate. So it's like the concrete dust, the gray dust. Okay. But it also has some elastic polymer in that, so it sets up like an epoxy. So it goes on and it applies and it adheres to almost anything. And then once it dries, it's got a little bit of a give to it. And that's ideal for what we're asking it to do, because we're patching something that's on concrete, and concrete is a dissimilar material. It's not we're not patching it with concrete, so we want to make sure that it actually adheres to that surface instead of just fills of a void. Right. So that's the one that we recommend. I'm really not familiar with any other brand names of concrete patches. We use it almost like a generic term, like Kleenex or
Right. It's your go-to.
Like that's our go-to.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you for that. We're better homeowners because of these guys. So I really appreciate you, Rob. Thank you.
My pleasure. Good to see you again.
Green State Inspection. These guys kill it. Where can they get a hold of you guys?
You can go on our website to www.greenstateinspection, singular, greenstateinspection.com.
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions or comments, just comment below, or you can reach me on my cell phone, 469-231-1057, 469-231-1057.